Hi, Chris Popper here in Bangor, getting ready to head down to Bar Harbor, where MDI head football coach Mark Shields is. Coach, getting ready for tonight. If you would, let's flash back to the game against Greely last week. It was a tough game. It was all Greely, and it kind of just a 22 nothing the way, except it was MDI beating Greeley last year for the state championship, and this year Greeley handing MDI a loss.
Yeah, it was actually 28-0, Chris, but thanks for bringing that up. Uh,
Well, yeah, I guess that kind of goes. They seem to want to put in that extra touchdown with a few minutes left, and um, whether that was payback or I'm not sure what, but it was twisting the knife a little bit.
yeah, I'm not sure. They were up 28-0 with less than 2 minutes to go and still throwing the ball, but you control your team and they'll control theirs, and so be it. They definitely deserved the win. They outplayed us right from the start. Came right out with a reverse pass that we didn't cover and hit a big play right out of the gates, and we were already back on our heels. And I mean, fortunately, that series we actually held them and we got the ball back. Offensively, we just couldn't get it rolling all night long. I thought defensively we played okay. I mean, we gave up 3 scores in the first half, which isn't good. The second half gave up 1 score to a pretty high-powered offense, so I was pleased with that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure Greeley, we beat them in the state championship. If I'm Greeley, I'm going to want to beat the Trojans coming to my house. And, you could tell they were playing with a mission. And, they're a good football team. We knew going in that they were going to be tough. They had a lot of good players coming back from the state championship game. And I think they're a hungry football team. I think they feel like they might have a team that could win it all. And, we'll see how it plays out. There are some really good schools out there in the conference this year, and they're right at the top of the heap. So, yeah, that was a tough night, and we had to turn the page and move on.
So moving on, Mount Ararat heading down to Bar Harbor, or heading up and across to Bar Harbor tonight. What do you know about the Eagles?
Yeah, so what we do know is they're a really good football team. They have one loss, and it was to Camden Hills last weekend. It was an incredible football game. Mount Ararat got up big early, like 3 scores, and then Camden Hills, to their credit, battled and fought back and were able to take the lead and hang on to it. Mount Ararat had a chance to win it at the end. They were driving. They were within the 5 of Camden to get in the end zone, but then they ended up fumbling the ball. And credit to Camden Hill's defense for creating that turnover. So yeah, they're a good team. They're big. They're strong. They have really fast backs. They have a big fullback. They want to run the football. They remind me of old time MDI football with Coach Shields running the T. That's their identity. They want to run the football. I mean, they can throw it, but that's really not what they want to do. They want to try to run you over. Um, so for us defensively, we're going to have to be really solid tonight to try to prevent that. Because an offense like that can really wear you down. And 4 quarters of football, if they're pounding the ball like that and moving the chains, defense gets tired pretty quickly. So we're hoping we can try to contain them the best of our ability, and then offensively, we have to move the chains. We have to take some time off the clock. We want a low scoring game versus the Eagles. If it's a high scoring game, then that's not going to be good news for us. And we're hoping that we can keep it low score and hang on for a win.
Fans should get there early because with two teams running the ball, the game's clock is going to move pretty quickly. I mean, I would imagine 6 o'clock start, um, even with halftime, the parking lot will be emptying around 7:30 tonight.
Yeah, it's probably true. I mean, we could be shaking hands around 7:45, 8 o'clock, uh, and getting out of here. So, yeah, you want to get there early to get your seat. Um, it seems like two teams that definitely want to run the football, and that means it can, the clock's going to be ticking pretty quickly, and so we'll see how it plays out.
How has the week gone in terms of practices? What have you done? Did you have a team dinner last night? talk to us a little bit about the week.
Yeah, so we've had a great week of practice. Right from day one, our kids have worked hard, and it's true this week as well. The coaches, we met over the weekend and or talked over the weekend and decided that we were going to ramp it up a little bit in practice. So we haven't been conditioning the guys for quite some time. We don't normally condition after preseason, but we did a few extra drills this week, and I think that's good for us because it brings some intensity to the practice. Makes the kids feel more like a team. They get excited about that sort of stuff. They rally around one another. So I like that aspect of our practice this week, and I think we've had a good prep as far as preparing for this team. Hopefully we can execute our game plan well enough tonight to get a win. And as far as team dinner, we went to Testa's restaurant in Bar Harbor. This is the third straight year that the Jeffers family, who owns Testa's restaurant in Bar Harbor, has invited us down. The meal is phenomenal. I've said the last 3 years it's the best meal I've had each year, and it was true last night. We had three different appetizers. We had, a nice entree. We had chicken Alfredo or meat sauce over spaghetti, and it was just an amazing meal. I left stuffed again. I ate way too much. But yeah, I just want to thank Testa's Restaurant again for having, it's 30 some odd football players in there and the coaches, and it's busy this time of year. This is,
Right.
a holiday weekend, and Bar Harbor, I couldn't believe when I drove through to get down to the restaurant yesterday after practice, how many people are in town right now. So, just can't thank them enough for having us there.
What about injuries? I know banged up. Well, it's kind of been the theme of the season. It's the banged up and bruised MDI Trojans. Um, Getting anyone back or a little bit healthier, or where are we heading into tonight?
Yeah, we're kind of status quo. We have some guys that seem to be on the mend, seem to be turning corners. Some other guys still working at it. Um, Lincoln Gray, unfortunately, won't be suiting up tonight. He's still dealing with that ankle, and we're hoping he can be ready for our homecoming game versus Camden Hills next week. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's kind of been the theme of the season since that Orono game. That was basically the worst 2 hours of my coaching career. It just has
Right.
really affected us throughout the season. But credit to the kids. They keep coming to practice every day and working hard and trying to play through these injuries. So I really respect them for that.
All right. Well, it's certainly the teeth of the schedule between Greely, Mount Ararat, and then Camden Hills next week. At least you are home tonight and home next week. As I said, my wife asked me where the game was tonight, and I said Bar Harbor. She's like, "Oh, that's quite a drive, Chris." And I said, "It's not 2.5 hours like we've been gone to Yarmouth and Greeley. So this is just a little walk in the park."
Yeah, right. So we have been road warriors since we've been an 8 man the last 3 years. I mean, we've been traveling all around the state. So it's nice to have two straight home games and, get the excitement of the crowd. And we're hoping that that helps our kids. And, you know, we've had good success at home. I think because of that reason alone, the crowd just really gets our guys motivated and excited to play football. So we're hoping that happens again tonight.
All right. What do you want to say to the fans quickly, um, who will be coming out tonight? Besides, get there early and head to the snack shack, because if you're in line for the snack shack, you might miss a quarter.
Right. Yeah, is that hot dog really worth missing 12 minutes of football? But yeah, I just want to thank our community, our fans for their continued support of MDI football and MDI athletics in general. And, we're hoping that we can make you proud again tonight.
All right, Coach. Thanks very much. See you shortly.
All right. Thanks, Chris.